Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. They clean up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hey there.
Dafs Punk's back in full effect. Welcome. I'm Drew Pierce here from Cincinnati, Ohio.
I am Fusemania from the Alps.
How's everybody feeling today? How are you feeling, Fusemania? I know you just got back from the Vegas.
God, I fucking hate that place. I just don't like it. Every time I go, I feel like I've probably been there at least probably 20 to 25 times. Like, no lie. Maybe even more.
You realize you're making fun of our guest's home, right?
I know, but he's going to say the same thing probably. He's going to say he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that, which is all the shit that I did. And, you know, we'll talk about it in a little bit. But, yeah, the other thing that sucks is from Cincy that the Delta, there's only red eye back. So you leave at 11 p.m. and you get in at 5 a.m. here. And, you know, that just sucks. But we are going to be out there here soon. We are throwing a party at Commonwealth in Las Vegas on February 21st of 2023. It's going to be a DMS takeover. We're going to be out there during MEX, but we're going to be throwing our own party there at Commonwealth. That's going to be kicking off at 9 p.m. So if you guys are going to be out there, make sure you check that out.
If you're already out there, just come and party with us. Free for everyone.
Free 99.
Woo!
Girls live direct to you.
You get those trading cards while you're out there? I always like to see if I got a Brittany or a Rebecca or,
we were playing a game. So we were like all walking down the strip and we would get them. And then it would be like, who would you pick if you had to, just on the ones that are on the card?
I always try to get the rookie card, rookie Rebecca.
Ain't nobody a rookie out there in that business. The business of being a nice lady who shows up for some money. So
put in a solid day's work. Can't hate. Don't hate the
nothing
game.
But yeah, it ain't much, but it's honest work, right?
In Vegas it is.
You know, we went. Let's see, what did we do? Sunday, I don't even remember. Gambled some. Monday night, we went to Jewel, hung out with Shift. Shift was playing.
Shout out Shift.
Cool. Yeah. Then Tuesday, I proceeded to just hate my life. Got normal by Wednesday. And then, I realized that I kind of hate drinking.
Well, I've been enjoying the non-drinking. 3 weeks sober. Maybe at this point, by the time this comes out, 4 weeks sober. Still going. But yeah, it's been good.
That's good because my dry January got a little wet in Vegas, and it was just the boost I needed to come back here and not drink for a while. Probably until we're back out there. I'll probably have a few drinks one of the nights, but that's it.
I had a very adventurous weekend. I was in Mississippi, Mississippi.
Were you playing the Shania?
Yeah, Any Man of Mine was Crush City. It was half country, half down south hip hop. Is my wedding. It was a barn wedding. It was nice. Actually, they raged. They had the light up pink hats and black hats that light up for the guys.
Yeah.
The coming home part was the interesting part because I had to drive to drop the gear off. And I think I was driving through the Mississippi River. It was coming down that hard. Just like, oh shit. I think it was just like driving right through the river. It was flooded. It was
insanity. You guys don't know nothing about the rain.
I don't even know what rain is. That's part of the problem here in Southern California. But yeah, I managed, got home. It was almost got that first flight out. You always got to take the first flight, dude. I mean, I know you got to take the red eye. I'd take more red eyes if they didn't end at like midnight. It ends. So I always have the first flight out.
You call it the brown eye because it's just butthole. It is not fun.
Yeah. You got that first class bump. You got a little sleepy, a little night eyes.
Yep. I hit my platinum status 2023, so this was the first flight I had taken, and I did get the first class bump both ways, which was nice. Too bad I slept most of it, so I didn't enjoy the food or free drinks, but I did enjoy the little bit more space in the seat.
So, anyways, let's get to our sponsors.
All right. I'm just a little sour right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just in full hater mode because I'm tired and
Snap out of it. Have a coffee shop. Coffee shot.
I'll take you to the coffee shop. All right. Our first sponsor, if you guys didn't know this, it's Direct Music Service, and using the promo code Drew and Few Show, that gets you 30% off your first month of activation. If you're a listener of the show, you haven't checked out the site yet, you should do that because you're missing out on tons of good exclusives. The website has been fire with the exclusives lately. We have a lot of great exclusive editors. So once again, make sure you check that out. Promo code Drew and Few Show gets you 30% off your first month of activation. Also, we have an affiliate link in the comments and video description below for Club Cannon. It'll get you $25 off a purchase of $250 or more. If you want to turn those parties up to an 11. Drew, when was the last party you turned up to 11?
I mean, every time I DJ, obviously, but
but
at this point, the club's turning it. The Club Cannon turns it up to a 15.
All right, a 15 now. So we're at 15. All right. So we also have a little promo code from Briggs Beard Company. If you guys have beards and you're wanting your beards to look a little nicer, Drew's going to demonstrate how to do this on screen right now. This is what we call the Drops of Jupiter segment, and some people pay for this depending on what you're into. Drew dropping dimes all over his face up there, getting a nice looking. Use the promo code DAFS on Briggs Beard Company. It'll get you 20% off an order. He's got lots of good products for the beard lovers and the beard havers, if you will say. Look at that little package he got. Yeah, that's it. We also have the YOLO line. If you guys haven't called in and left us a voicemail yet, make sure you hit that up. 562-246 YOLO. We're just going to get into today's guest. All right. So pro.
High budget podcast here.
High budget. He's had residencies at Excess, Trist, Rehab Pool Party. He's performed with artists such as Little John, Rehab, Knife Party, Slander, Dioro, Bassjackers, Too Short, Fetty Wap, and more. He saw nightlife shift in San Diego. So not only did he have residencies in Las Vegas, but he went out to San Diego and held residencies at Park and Oxford Social Club. He also held international residencies in China. You can also hear him live on the air at Las Vegas 98.5 KLUC Club 98.5. Please help us welcome Mike Carbonell.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
I hear the crowd. I hear it. That was good. Fast forward intro, but it was good. It was good. Sweet.
Well, the bio is.
I know.
It goes on for days. It's an impressive.
That's the hardest thing to do is just shorten your bio, right? Because of years of. I mean, I've been DJing for over 20 years now, and it's just so hard to like.
It is hard. I keep narrowing mine down because I think, does anybody read these fucking things? You gotta almost just bullet point it, you know.
And also, I have to make a new EPK also. And, I mean, that one was a little. I mean, I don't know, about 4 years. A lot's changed since then. A lot. So.
True, but I will give you props where it is that's the most impressive EPK. We ask for them every single week, and you actually had one, and it was sweet. If I was looking to hire somebody, I'd be impressed. So
okay,
Appreciate step up your EPKs, guys.
It does help.
Would you say having the PDF is the move, or having it just like a link on your website?
I think all versions are key if possible. before that one, I had one that was more of a virtual one, so it was kind of like video, and then it would be like a slideshow and stuff like that, make it look
dope,
more presentable. PDFs are great too because depending where you are, maybe you don't have the best internet, so you can't download as quick.
Right.
So I think it's good to have both.
Very good point that you have there, because I'm curious because you said it's been a long time since you had it, and I'm wondering how many people are opening PDFs on their phone, right?
I still do.
I do too, because we're old and we understand technology. Right. But I wonder these young kids these days if they even know what the fuck it is. So I don't know.
What's a PDF?
I'm asking out loud because I'm wondering for myself as you evolve it. Is there a new thing the kids are going to be like, oh, that's the new thing that I want?
No, everyone always asks me for my IG account, but even that doesn't really say much, these days. So
right.
Unless you make it very influencer-ish style, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I'm horrible at, by the way. That's why I just do the EPKs. They're a little easier,
I try to be influencer-esque.
I know it's hard though. It's a lot of picture taking
out here.
It's a lot of picture taking. So,
I always say I'm a poser in real life, but I'm a terrible poser in front of the camera. So
true.
I never know
what to do with my hands.
I walked by the front door of XS Sunday night and I found every single influencer in Vegas. They were just all right there trying to get in.
Right.
Yeah. It's a lovely scene in some ways.
Next time,
I know. next time we didn't really even want to go to the clubs. We were with two other guys that kind of Vegas rookies and they wanted to go out. And so we went out Monday. I would have been just as cool with like just eating some good food, having some drinks and going back home or going back to the room and going to sleep every night.
How old are you?
975 tomorrow.
Well, we're going to get into these stories here in just a little bit, but every time I go to Vegas, I hit up Mike and usually it ends very, very wildly. I don't think I remember the majority of the last ones, or they all seem like one giant party.
Yeah, because it's here and in California, But I'll save the funny story for the first time I met Drew.
I'm excited to hear it for the first time as well. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, I know, because I know you don't remember. It's a great.
You are living back in Vegas now, correct?
Yes, I am back in Vegas. Yeah, it was very confusing at first.
You were in San Diego for a while, correct?
Correct.
All right, cool.
It was 2016. We both moved to San Diego. My wife got into law school out there. That was the reason why we moved there. And at that point, we just moved. And then a few months later, I got a call about going to China. So then I left San Diego, and then I went to China for a few months, came back, still going back and forth to Vegas. So I basically lived on the freeway because I drove instead of flying, So I don't know. It's just easier for me.
How long of the drive?
It's about 4.5, on certain times, which I don't mind because I like to drive and, just listen to podcasts, catch up on stuff. So I listen to a lot of your guys' podcasts on there too. So
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you go at the right time, it's not that bad of a drive. It's just certain times you could get really stuck in traffic.
Yeah, there's a sweet spot. My sweet spot from San Diego is 4 a.m.
Yes.
4 a.m. You get out, it's 4.5. But if you go after 9 a.m., that's another sweet spot too. You just can't do after 1. Forget it. Yeah. It's a 6-hour drive after that. So if you guys want to know, that's the sweet spot.
That's the same with leaving Vegas, right?
Right. Same thing.
Leave at 9 a.m. You have to be everyone's checkout.
Before 9 or after 9. So it's 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. It's the sweet spot. Yeah.
We're going to get into these rapid fire questions here. And if you're a listener of the show, sometimes they're not always so rapid fire, but we got the segment video. We'll play it and then we'll get into it.
Well, hey there, it's Dolly, and I must say it takes a lot of money to look as cheap as Drew and Fuse. Well, they do clean up nicely though. Speaking of cleaning up nicely, why don't we get into some rapid fire? Today's guest, how nicely do you clean up?
I love that.
Er,
You gotta send me the link for that. I would love to do some videos like that on my streams.
That's we actually met Dolly out in Nashville, and she was kind enough to record us that. Shout out to Dolly.
Yes. All right. So getting started with these rapid fire questions, we have a newer one we've been asking people, and we'll kick it off. And it's, if you had to pick one song as your theme song, if you're walking out of the into the wrestling ring, what would it be?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. It's like saying your favorite song, and it's that's like the hardest question to ask a DJ. You know, it's just I was thinking about it too, and I'm like, I really don't know. I don't know. I guess it would be something.
Maybe something you play on your stream. Maybe
I don't know.
Something you open with. Fat Man Scoop.
It'd be hard
Put
for
your
me.
fucking hands up.
I don't know. It'd be definitely some kind of party starter intro or something. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't know.
For me, it would depend on what day you caught me on, because I might be
yeah,
in a very
yeah. It
chill
just
mood,
depends.
you
It
know,
just
where it's like
depends. I
I'm
mean,
coming out to the Weather Girls. You
like
know?
everybody likes party up. That gets everybody going, no matter what. You know. I mean,
The YMCA.
there's all I do is win. That's another good one. Like there's so many records. I mean, geez,
Yeah.
it's so hard. I'm trying to think.
It's
of
always
one.
for me, it's always the ones where, like, if I'm watching wrestling and somebody comes out to like interesting song, like CM Punk would come out to Cult of Personality, which I always thought that was great. Like,
I don't know. I like 50 Cent's "What Up, Gangsta." Like that's good.
that's a great
all
one.
right. That's
You
a
know,
great
I like
one.
that one. That's a great intro. It starts off hard and then it builds
Yeah.
up. You know, and then
Yeah, that
everybody
is a
knows
good
that
one.
chorus. You know. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Great album too. Great album.
Yes.
That is a great album.
That
Yeah.
was probably the last album that I bought. You know. So,
Let's see. Okay, so we know you're in Vegas, and if we were to visit you, which I'm gonna try not to visit anytime for a while after we're out there next month, where would you take us to eat? What's a good local spot?
well, I know a lot of people say taco spots, and you probably heard them all. So I'm gonna go with. Have you guys heard of Bootleggers? It's Italian food, 24 hours.
No.
No, that's a great spot. It's a local spot. I know a lot of people go there late night. They got the best spaghetti meatballs, decently priced, great drinks, great atmosphere. So Bootleggers, it's on the Las Vegas Strip, all the way down by the South Outlets.
Awesome.
Right there. It's not too far.
I-
You can Uber. It's like a 5-minute Uber. You know.
But I have to check that out.
Yeah, that's great after drunk food. But one of the
pasta?
places,
I had no idea that 24-hour Italian food existed till I moved here. You know. So.
one of the places you took me to, which was a terrible idea, was pho after a night of drinking.
Well, fuck them long. That's another one people say too, right? So yeah.
Wait, what was it? Because
fuck them long. I'm pretty sure I took you there. I'm pretty sure.
Fuck 'em on.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yes.
See, the names are a genius. Fuck 'em on.
Fucking long. Yeah, but
Fuck him long. Sure it is. All right. Well.
Yeah,
That is an amazing name.
that's a very popular spot. I know everyone talks about Taco y Taco too. That's another great spot.
Warren's taken me there before. I did the typical tacos El Gordo last night before.
That's
coming
good too.
back. Yeah, it was good.
too.
Always good.
And they opened up a new one on the southwest side of the strip, and usually there's nobody there, and it's open late. So if you guys ever want to go on the other side of the strip instead of the original one,
What's that by? What hotel's that by?
no, that's in Town Square. If you guys are familiar with that, by Town Square, yeah,
Okay.
it's really good. Same quality food. It's great.
Well, fuck him long.
What would be your favorite remixer or producer? And you don't have to. You could pick multiple, and you don't have to think DJ here. You could think just music in general.
I like Walker and Royce's stuff.
Okay.
Like all their house music is really good. I love playing their stuff. And I play a lot of their stuff on my streams, and people love their stuff. But I know Cheyenne Giles is really good too. Knock 2 does very well. I mean, there's so many editors, and you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Cheyenne and Knock 2 are definitely putting in work right now. They're.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows him. All us
Yeah.
DJs.
He's making a point this year. Fuck, man. That new
I believe
track
it.
with the chain smokers, and he's definitely putting out a lot of shit. So
Shake also, he does really good work.
Let's say you're playing at a bar. You're starting to notice the crowd is leaving. You're losing the crowd, and it's just a party bar. What is a song that you would drop to get people to come back to the floor? Chris
Party Up.
Stylus coined this term.
I would say party up.
Party up.
DMX.
Perfect. Yeah.
It always works. It always works.
Stylus
Always.
Chris coined the term on the show, a parachute song, where if you're free falling, it's a song that you pull the parachute to help slow things down. And I liked that term. So party up. That's a good one.
I mean,
Always
when has it ever gone wrong for you? Besides if you play the dirty version, you know?
Do you play the whole song or you play just
I play the hook,
just the hook and then out?
the beginning, and then the hook at the end. Meet me outside. Have like a cute
Cash me outside.
You know,
Cash me outside.
Oh, I don't. I haven't played that version in a long time. I played it maybe once, and that was about it. Who made that one? I forget.
I think Diggs did it.
I know a lot of people were doing them. Yeah.
Yeah. How far has that girl came from Cash Me Outside to just, it's wild to think that now. But anyway.
She's a Bob Barbie instead of Bad Bunny.
Bad Baby. Bad
Baby. I thought it was
say
Bob
it?
Barbie.
It's spelled BHAD BHABIE. It's Bad Baby spelled stupid.
We need a party up with her verse on it. How tight would that be? Right?
Her verse? Which verse?
So it's the DMX hook into Bob Bobby or Baby, whatever. She does the verse, hook out, and then Cash Me Outside. How about that?
This is that's the Drew Pierce piss people off edit.
So that would be that would be like one of your Frankenstein edits, right? Something like that.
There it is, dude. I think that's number one on every pool right there.
You could. I mean,
bringing it back. We're gonna have.
I've heard worse things. I mean,
Drew's gonna have people searching for the Cash Me Outside girl.
Oh man, don't do it. Don't Google it.
She's gonna be on the show here shortly. Just stay tuned.
I hope so.
I hope not. She's rich though now. She rich. So
rich.
Good for her, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. I think she's kind of like the definition of a sellout, but anyway.
Good for her.
If you got famous off Dr. Phil, I would be selling the shit out of everything that I could, bro. It's Dr. Phil. And then she managed to go viral. I'm not even hating, you know. Dr. Phil's trashing himself, so she just
a little bit,
she capitalized. I think Dr. Phil's worse than her. I'll give her that.
Maybe. All right. So let's see here. A left turn song that you like to play.
I don't know. I like that. What was that one song? I gotta look for it. I know I type it in. You're gonna edit this, right?
What did the fox say?
Like I really like playing this one, the Tusa by Karol G and Nicki Minaj, but it's like a salsa remix, and I do play it in like open format clubs, and it does go off. I don't know if you guys heard it before, but it's a Juan Fran edit. I don't even know where I got it.
And what was the name of the song again? I'm writing this down.
It's Tusa, Tusa, Karol G. Nicki Minaj, but it's like a salsa edit, and I do play it in big rooms, and it goes off. I mean,
I believe it. You
know, especially because a lot of people are playing more Latin music anyway, and that's like something that people don't expect.
Yeah, I like that left turn. I can see that working for sure.
It does work.
So, you DJ full time. That's what you do, correct?
Yes.
If you weren't DJing full time, is there something that you would be doing different, or were you doing something different before you became a full-time DJ?
No, I've always loved to DJ. I love to do creative stuff, but if it wouldn't, I guess it would probably be cooking, be a chef or something. I thought about getting into that. You know, I've been thinking about it for the past couple of years, actually. Now, since the pandemic happened, I was just kind of thinking, okay, what else can I do if this doesn't go back to normal? You know. So I thought about doing all that, maybe going to culinary school or sharpen up those skills, you know, right? Actually learn the different, you know, terms of like cutting and stuff. You know, I'm pretty sure I could do it off YouTube, but you know, I learn quicker if I see it in person.
Is there a go-to meal, a specific meal you got? That's like your staple,
your specialty. Yeah.
I love making soups. I do a pretty good albóndiga soup, meatball soup. Yeah.
All right.
My Spanish isn't that great, so sorry if I sound funny.
I just agreed.
We would love to hear a funny or amazing DJ story, maybe a memorable night from the DJ booth. Anything you got. It could be a horror story too, a night that went wrong.
Well, I wanted to save that for the first time I met Drew. Because I don't think he remembers.
I don't remember this.
Okay. So
I have a clue of it not being great, but
I mean, it was great. It was great because we'd never met before, but we've known each other through DJ sites and stuff like that, you know, our edits and you know whatnot. And shout out to Al Squared and Mike Joer because they got me into Heat nightclub in Anaheim, and you were celebrating your birthday. I don't know which birthday it was, but let's just say it was like 11, maybe 12 years ago, something like that.
It probably wasn't even his birthday. He just celebrates like it's his birthday every night.
Well, I think it was a flyer. It was like your birthday or something. I kind of remember it was.
I think it was my birthday. Yeah.
But
which at that club, I used to definitely take more shots, and especially on my birthday, they were trying to get me trashed.
Mario, one of the lighting guys, would really help us out with that too. So like, I remember I got booked and got put in the side room. I don't know what that side room is called, but I was DJing and you know, I was killing that night, and you know, the main room was good. It was a good Saturday night, you know, right? And Mike comes like, "Hey man," it was like 12, I think. It's like, "Hey man, I need you in the main room." I was like, "Oh, what's up? Like, what happened?" It's like, "Oh, Drew, man, you know, it's his birthday. I just need your help, man. Can you put like a mix on or something?" You know, and then we're gonna switch the music over. I'm like, yeah. So I'm packing up my stuff. You know, we're still, you know, kind of on vinyl and records and stuff. And then I remember grabbing my bag and walking up, and
oh man,
Drew has like the biggest smile on his face, and he's like, "Hey!" And I don't even think he knew who I was because I don't think we ever met face to face. So,
oh man,
and I was like, "What's up, man?" He gave me a hug and everything, and then all I know he's like, "Hey, man, hey, thank you, man. He just patting me on the back. Thank you, man, rubbing my back. I'm like, yeah, no problem, bro. And then all of a sudden he just starts getting like kind of carried out by two security guys a little bit.
Oh man.
I was like, all right, Drew, don't worry, man, I got it.
It's always that one shot where the lights just come out. The lights, it's like, okay, and we'll turn this off. The party is over.
But it worked out. I mean, because the next month they had me headline, so that was cool, you know.
Yeah.
So hey, thanks, Drew.
You're welcome. Released you up.
What year was that around?
I don't know, man. It was like 12. I don't know, man. I mean,
I would guess 11 or 12.
Okay.
It might have been 2012.
10, 11, or 12. One right around that era.
It was the peak EDM era. So
yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. What about, is there any stories that you could tell or share with us from the days at Trist XS? And then also, we want to hear about, you know, being a resident in Asia over in China and how that went as well.
I'm trying to think of a good story or a funny story, but I mean, usually it's just guys that are just unprepared. You know, these headliners, they just come in with a USB and they're just like, "It's not working, figure it out." And I'm like, "You figure it out." Like, you know, like stuff like that. Everyone's always unprepared, especially artists, you know. Performers are just always unprepared, man. It's just the worst. So, and they always blame it on you. Everyone looks at you, right? So
totally,
I guess stuff like that, you know. But as far as funny,
I want to add to that because I was doing a wedding, and I feel like every time I do a wedding and I work with a band, they always forget the fucking cable. They have nothing. They just show up with like maybe their keyboard, and they have absolutely nothing, and they have no idea. And they go, "Well, don't you have the cable?" It's like, I have a magic bag of fucking cables to make it work. Who doesn't come prepared at all with anything? You know, it drives me crazy. Even artists like that. It's like, what do you expect? You're getting paid money. Have a fucking cable.
Right.
You know.
No, I always decline performing with an artist now. I just don't want to deal with it. It's just too much stress on me, and I'd rather them have their own DJ, and even their own DJ sometimes aren't prepared either, but it's
Totally.
like,
when you were performing with these guys, were they so they'd show up and you were just expected to have all their instrumentals, or were you just
you just always, they just assume everything, like, hey, what's kind, like, if you don't have it, can you get it? I'm like, how am I supposed to get your instrumentals? Like, how? Like, you got to send them to me. It's really easy. Just email. There's really no excuse. I mean,
would you just play the original tracks and then
sometimes, I would just do that, and then even then, it's like, oh man, I don't have a dirty version, or I don't have the album cut, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Because
right.
I think that's another reason why I stopped downloading intros and outros, because people want to hear from the one,
Right.
Totally.
But
I feel like more than ever, like, am I downloading just regular versions of the song and playing it? It's like, I was explaining to somebody the other day, I was like, if you play Drake Rich Flex and you try to like mix it in, it doesn't work. But if you drop it from like somewhere in the beginning before the beat hits, it works. It's just
right. Well, it does make your sets more dynamic too.
Yeah,
like sneaking it in, or having that cue point, with that drum roll, boom, and drop it. Like that makes it flow a lot better. But as far as intros, I don't really use them, because I don't. When I'm on the radio, I don't really play hip hop or pop music. It's mostly like dance music and house music. I don't really download the intros anymore.
And you're streaming a lot. We're gonna get to that here in a second, but you're streaming. It's just across the board, right? You're just playing everything.
Yeah, mostly house music, dance music, hip hop. Most of the time, people like throwbacks, like 2000s. What else? I do a lot of Latin too. I do some alternative rock sets. I do that too.
Before we get too far into the streaming, because we do want to talk a little more about that, we have one more rapid fire question for you.
Sorry.
And that would be a one-word non-curse word that you use. If you call somebody something and there's kids around, what would it be?
I don't know.
And you could be like, fuck them
I'm
kids.
not invited to kids' parties. I cuss too much. I tell my friends all the time, like, yo, there's a 2-year-old birthday party. I'm like, how come you didn't invite me? He's like, that's not your thing, Mike. I'm like, because I talk to kids like they're adults. I don't have children, so, and when I do, I talk to them like they're adults. But obviously, I don't cuss at them. But if anything, I say punk a lot. Like, why are you being
there you
a punk?
Go. That's perfect.
That's a perfect word. We're running with
it.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can.
No, it's great. Since we're talking a little bit about streaming, we're going to run this. This is a Drew Pierce super high quality streaming video that he made from back when we first started the show here. And we're going to air this, and then we'll talk a little more about streaming.
Let's go streaming now. Everybody's learning how. Come on and stream with me.
Come on and stream with me.
There you go. High quality production.
High quality, man. Is that 4K? What was that?
That was 4K. I shot that on my drone, my 360 drone.
It's awesome. Who was surfing? You?
That was me. Yeah, I was holding the 360 stick up.
No, he had it on follow mode, where it's following him. You know what I mean? Right? He didn't even have to do anything. He just targeted himself.
So you're still big at the Twitch game. You're basically streaming every morning. Is that what it is?
4 times a week, Monday through Thursday. Yeah. So Mondays and Wednesdays at 1, Tuesday and Thursday at 8, all Pacific time.
Okay.
And
yeah, I love the community. Yeah.
I haven't been on Twitch a lot since the pandemic, and I think Drew said it earlier that it reminds him of COVID. And I get what he means, because every time I do find myself watching it, it makes me feel like that kind of, because that was so big in that time. So I kind of get what he means when he's saying that. But how many people? What's your average stream? How many people are you usually playing 2 or 4?
Right now, maybe average according to Twitch, about 50. It was a little better before, but now that now that everything's opening up, a lot of people
slowed down a little.
Yeah. So that's understandable. And usually every summer it dips because everyone's traveling. So usually in the winter time it climbs. So like right now it could probably climb up to maybe 65, 75,
Okay.
I'm still trying to reach partner, but it is getting harder and harder. They are changing things on Twitch for the platform. So
you are an affiliate currently.
I am an
then.
affiliate. Yeah.
So you can still monetize somewhat,
Yes.
and just not as much as the partner level.
Right. But even that has changed a lot. The percentages.
Oh, really?
But,
So I would think you would get a pretty steady crowd from the hours that you're doing because people are either listening at work or getting ready or whatever. And it's like a fun, I think the time slots that you picked are perfect. It's amazing.
yeah, the mornings are great. A lot of people kind of just turn me on like the radio, you know what I mean, and they just listen. And then if I say something crazy, they'll chime in and get them out of what we call lurk mode to like chat and be like, "What the hell did you just say?" Like, it'd be like a funny dad joke or something. I don't know. Like, yeah.
So, do you find yourself like DJing on there, or do you find it more like it's like more like a radio kind of show where you're talking and you're just kind of playing songs, or both?
I'm just kind of playing songs. I'm definitely a lot slower as far as the mixing goes. It's not club style because you're looking at a lot of things. You're paying attention to the chat, you're reading, you're talking, and sometimes you're doing all three at once. And then I get things confused. I'll sandwich words together randomly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more like a radio show. But I definitely like to talk to people, and I just ask about, how's your day, or what do you think about that new show on Netflix, or just regular stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get into DJ topics with other streamers.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Chris Cox the last time I was in Vegas. I was at his house and he was doing his Twitch show, and it kind of blew my mind. I think I've said it on this show before, but Chris was doing it way more like a radio show where he would play a song and talk and tell some facts about the song. And I was like, man, I really missed the boat on this Twitch thing, because when the pandemic happened and everybody was on there, I'm like really trying to DJ on there, and like it just wasn't it for me. But had I maybe heard him done what he was doing, then I probably would have been a lot more into it, because I thought it was super interesting and what he was doing was super fun. And
his shows are great. And when you're playing dance music and house music, the songs are a little longer and you got time to chat a little bit, as far as a regular club set, you'd be running through songs a lot quicker. Everyone always says when they see me and at my gigs, they're like, damn, like I didn't know you like DJ that way. I was like, yeah, I DJ way differently than I do on Twitch than, at a nightclub or a bar. Yeah.
What's your Twitch setup look like? You running multiple laptops? You have what does that look like?
I have a gaming PC because I do use green screen. So it needs to be, pretty beefed up with the RAM, and, the graphics card has to be really high. I still use a GoPro Hero 7 Black just because I can have the HDMI outs, that, and lighting is very important. So other than that, yeah. And I'll have a, iPad with I use Streamlabs. So, there's OBS, but I use Streamlabs, and they have an app that you can punch in, the different scenes and stuff like that. Kind of like a Stream Deck, but on an iPad. Yeah.
You pretty much have your streaming set up ready to go, at your place where you don't have to set anything up. You just turn it on and go.
No, yeah. I might just move the camera a little bit because, my place is kind of small. Yeah, it looks big on screen, but, I'm kind of in a corner. So
yeah.
That's about it. I have to make some room, I got cats, so they love wires and stuff. So
when I was streaming, I was inside of a closet and I had green screen the whole thing. And it worked for what it was. It looked like it was big. So I get it.
There's tricks. There's tricks.
It's really cool. I respect what you're doing. And I think the consistency is so important for any guys that maybe like Fuse missed the boat and want to jump back onto it. Is there still a chance?
Yeah, a lot of people are coming back, or starting from the ground up. It is a lot easier to get to affiliate with help. Like I know a lot of people still do Twitch crawls and raid trains, and that does help to get you to affiliate quicker.
Yeah.
And if you just ask for help, we can save you a lot of time, troubleshooting stuff.
Have you ever thought about putting a hot tub in your house and
I have a hot tub scene. I do have that. I'm just like in a hot tub, like floating around. I got my cats right there hanging out. Like
once this hype train gets to a level 5, I'm gonna strip out of these clothes and get into the hot tub.
Yeah. level 5 hype trains. I still honor those with a shot. So those are fun. Like today, like I just got done streaming.
wow.
Now I'm on here. So sorry if
Yeah.
my speech is a little weird. Or
morning shots. You do the espresso. What is it? The cold brew. Jameson cold brew.
I don't do Jameson, but I do tequila, and I chase it with
okay.
coffee.
Don't they? There's like there was the Cafe Patron too.
It's
or
like
there was
it's
another
kind of like
coffee.
XO. Yeah, like XO.
Yeah,
Patron
yeah.
XO. Yeah. That was popular for a little bit.
Yeah. Their other one is the Van Gogh vodka. I think it's vodka. It's like
Haven't
coffee
tried that.
flavored. I mean, if you're into it, it's cool. But
I like
don't know.
the JMO cold brew. I'd throw a little bit in the morning.
I don't think I've tried. I've never tried that one. No. I'll try.
It's
it.
good. Yeah.
It's
It's a good coffee.
Yeah. What are your other what else do you have to do if that kind of stuff happens? Do you have anything else? We had Brian Guinness, that was long-winded Brian, aka as Drew coined him, at a bar here in Cincy when he visited last.
He's in my streams. I see him in there.
He said that you have different ones. You have to initiate doing a shot. So rules are rules.
Oh, okay.
The rules are rules emote.
Yeah, I started rules are rules emote. So when I first started streaming, it was like, okay, if I get a level 1 hype train, I'll do a shot. If I get a raid, I'll do a shot. This is 2020, by the way. We're inside,
Oh,
I'm
course.
just trying to make it fun.
Anywhere.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. But as I started getting a little more popular, I had to dial back those rules, because there's no way I'm doing a shot per level anymore.
Yeah.
No way. So
It's only 4 days a week.
That, but yeah,
Ooh.
so usually, it becomes a lot. I definitely dialed back a little bit, so I made it harder for people. Like if I get 100 people in the chat, I'll do a shot type thing. Or
Do you find yourself watching a lot of Twitch still as well, just being a part of the community?
Yeah, that's very important. You have to be part of the community. You got to chat a little bit. I mean, I know you can't be in everyone's chat, but as long as you show up, say hi, maybe drop some bits or a sub,
Yeah.
you have to be part of the community.
Who's some of your favorite channels to tune into?
Oh man, there's so many. I know Scenes is really good.
Scene is still during the day as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so many. Like my friend Bounce from Miami, he's got great visuals too. Like, I mean, I'm probably gonna get in trouble. There's so many people I want to name, but it's just.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Put it on the spot. We're putting him on the spot, but
you're like, yo, why didn't you mention me? I'm gonna get it. Watch when this comes out. I'm gonna get it.
We're putting you on the spot. But yeah, I maybe it's something to do. Maybe it's something we need to revisit. Fuse. It's a monthly pop-up show.
That works too.
It
doesn't have to be every day.
It's almost better than putting out a mixtape or whatever. Just being relevant, and people can see your skills.
Totally.
Because who's listening to mixtapes anymore, right?
Yeah, I just kind of treat it like the radio now. I'll just put them on, and then, like I said, if I hear something crazy, I'll jump in the chat, and talk. Most of the time, I'm just kind of listening and doing other stuff, making edits. I mean, it's kind of hard because when you're making edits and you're trying to listen, it gets confusing.
Totally.
DJ stuff, right? So.
Well, I'm gonna play this travel video we have here, and then we want to talk to you a little bit about some travel tips and what playing in China looked like. So we're gonna air this, and then we'll talk about that.
Great Scott! Hey there, Drew and Fuse! It's me, Doc Brown! Quick, jump in the DeLorean! We need to get this episode up to 88 miles per hour! Now, hit the flux capacitor, and let's travel to the future!
All right, another
high quality
production.
High quality.
Yeah, that's what we go for. The worse, the better.
Top-notch production here.
I was like, what language is he speaking? He's like,
that's bumbling Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Travel tips.
So, Yeah, just travel in general. You were a resident at some spots over in China. There was 2 or 3. I think.
Yeah, that
that I
grew
saw.
to about 6 or 7. But yeah, those 17, 18-hour flights, I mean, the best thing to do is extra underwear, deodorant, wipes, soap, hand sanitizer, like anything you can to like get yourself fresh. Socks, gotta have socks.
You gotta have some fresh socks.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you don't have that Amex, card, and I mean, some lounges they probably have showers, but if you don't have that, then that's your best bet because that's the hardest part because then you can get it delays. A 20-hour travel could turn into 34. You know what I mean? You never know.
Was that a straight shot, or you always have a layover for that?
Oh no, there's always a layover. Well, from here, I would go to LAX or I would go to Vancouver, I believe. Yeah, and then go around, and then you get to your city like Beijing or Shanghai. But then, depending where in China I'm going, that would be where I would switch over to their domestic flights.
We had DeVille on, and he said he would do the trains. When you were over there, did you get put up? Did you have like a resident that it was like the permanent spot where you could stay? You could leave your bag and then hop over to different places, or did you have to pack up and then go just constantly living out of your suitcase?
Yeah, shout out to DeVille. He actually helped me out with that, and Alex over at Club Killers, they helped me out with that. And usually, what it is, you go to a club, you play there for a week, and then you go to the next club for a week, or sometimes a month. It just depends on what they want. So it's kind of like your international residency. That's what it'd be. International DJ resident. That's what it'd be.
So you're bouncing around so each week you're at that club, so you just bounce around. Okay.
Right. Yeah. It would be like a nightlife group out there, and they would own maybe 50 clubs. You know what I mean? And then you would just bounce around to all the venues.
You're bouncing around every week to these different places. Pack up and go. Are you just throwing away these old underwear, and are you able to actually stop and do laundry?
No. I have to do laundry because I'm there usually 1 month to 3 months at a time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am doing laundry, but I wear basically the same thing every day, the DJ uniform, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
And out there, I don't really do much washing as far as like coats and stuff, because out there it's okay to smoke in the nightclub. So it's kind of like, okay, why am I going to keep washing this jacket if it's just going to smell like cigarettes anyway? Like,
Right.
That does hide the smell a little though. Like, it does, but
the DJ uniform was so valuable when you start traveling, because I have my suitcase and it's almost always just packed because I'll just put like 5 or 6 shirts in there, and then if I only use 2 of them, I'm going almost every weekend. I'm traveling somewhere, so I open it up and they're already there. It's helpful.
Yeah, I haven't traveled domestically a lot, so internationally, it would be I just pack a week's worth of clothes, but I roll it up nice and tight and everything. I have like a little carry-on or a duffel bag, and out there everything is CDJs, so just my laptop and some USB sticks. Good to go.
Are DJs on Serato, or is everyone kind of on Record Box?
Serato, Record Box. I've seen a couple guys on Serato, but mostly Record Box. They're mostly USB because out there they're usually doing like 60 to 90-minute sets at a time.
So as a Vegas guy, are you comfortable with Record Box? Because a lot of those big guys need to. So you switch back and forth, or do you?
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about just going strictly Record Box, so I don't have to keep adding in cue points and doing all that stuff, because I know Record Buddy stopped updating their right. Well, they stopped updating, so it's kind of like, all right, well, now I got the newer laptop. I don't know if it's compatible, so I just didn't want to be stuck.
Right.
Yeah, it is a pain, like doing all your cue points and everything over and over. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I can imagine. I probably want to stick with just one too. I'm so embedded in Serato that
I know
it would be tough, but I've heard Record Box has gotten a lot better. Or some of the search features on Record Box are amazing, right? Where it queues up not inside the CDJ, but with the laptop.
I feel like it sounds a little better too. I don't know. It just sounds more crisp. I don't know.
In Record Box?
Yeah, maybe it's just the quality or how it's rendered. I have no idea. Or maybe it's just because it's a direct signal. Maybe that's what it is. Like out of your USB, opposed to chords and doing HID mode and everything like that.
Are you playing with Rekordbox with a laptop at all, or just strictly the USB sticks?
No, it's just the USB sticks, but I am thinking about it because I know
Yeah.
I think Warren's on Rekordbox, right?
He is. Yeah.
I thought you still on Tractor or Virtual DJ or something like that.
Possibly.
No, I'm fucking with him. He's definitely on Rekordbox.
We love Warren, man. Learned a lot from that guy.
Warren's the fucking man. I just like to bust his balls. But yeah, he's on Rekordbox. He swears by it. One of the features that he was telling me, which I think is almost enough to get me to switch, is it says similar songs that you've played. That right? So if you use the laptop and you play a song or you queue up a song, there's a section that'll say you've played this song with these 2 or 3 or 4 other songs.
Oh wow.
So that seems pretty invaluable.
Yeah. That. Wow, that would save you some time, right? I mean, if you're in a bind.
Oh yeah.
This didn't work. All right, this one's all right, cool. Next one. Try it out. Okay, it works. No, it doesn't work. All right.
Did you feel when you were when you would go to China to play these clubs, did you feel there was like a law in music where it's like it's different from, obviously it's going to be somewhat different, but did you feel like they were behind, or were they pretty current, or just in terms of music you were playing?
They are a little behind, but what their goal is for these rooms is to make it an indoor festival. That's like their vibe, indoor festival. So harder, faster, bigger,
stronger,
like all that. Yeah, like so that's why they run through DJs like every 60 to 90 minutes. It's just like energy.
They're just replay the same shit.
Yeah, like I'm playing big room, I'm playing hard style, I'm playing dubstep, I'm playing like like a lot of stuff like that, very bass heavy. Like I remember one of the managers, he was like, after my first time, he's like, all right, well, translated, through Google Translate. I read, play more violent. That's like violent. And I'm like, okay.
So you just leave Google Translate on?
Oh, yeah. I love
how you're reading everything? Is that how you're like communicating with everyone?
Yeah, that and WhatsApp, has a translator, or what's the other one?
Yeah.
WeChat also. WeChat's like big in Asia, so I do that.
There's one where your camera can actually read
Google Translate.
Words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if I go to a restaurant, or it'll just hover over the menu and it'll just translate everything.
You gotta buy. What's the SIM card look like on that to buy a
Oh, I didn't have a SIM card because I didn't. I just paid the international fees.
Okay. Yeah.
Write it off. It's fine. Not a big deal. I mean, I was always on Wi-Fi anyway. Everywhere has Wi-Fi. Everywhere, even like the streets, like they have Wi-Fi. So it was easy to get around and talk and communicate.
Any big takeaways? Would you do it again?
Yeah, I would do it again. The last time I went was in 2019. I took a job as a music director at a club, and it was like a dream job. It was a great salary and everything. And at the time, the protests were happening in Hong Kong, so that affected a lot before our grand opening. And it's just kind of like I was like, damn, But it was kind of a blessing in disguise because a few months after that, COVID started happening. So I could have.
Were you out there when COVID hit, or
no? I left in December.
Oh fuck, dude! What about the
timing? So it was
like
like it was starting to bubble a little bit. Like okay, like I don't know. I didn't think anything of it,
Yeah.
But then I just came back. That's when everything started really happening. So it was like I said, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. But I would definitely jump at that opportunity again if it was presented again. A lot's changed, even internationally, So.
Yeah, are they back up and running at all over there? I mean, they had
a little bit.
Okay.
In Hong Kong a little bit, but they're not open as late. Kind of like the States. Vegas, our clubs shut down. Possibly, maybe around 3, 4. There's no 5 a.m. nights anymore. everything's kind of moving.
We're gonna keep it in the same segment, but what's in your DJ bag that you're taking over there?
I don't know. Let's
You
find
got
out.
some. You know, I've been packing these generic 5-hour energy drinks. These have been staying living in my DJ bag.
This is a good one.
So if you drink half of that 5-hour energy, do you get half the energy for 2.5 hours, or do you get all? Or what is it? What do you think, Drew?
There's there is not a lot that will kick my ass. And like coffee, I can drink a coffee and go right to bed and not even be this shit will wake me up, dude. If I need to wake up, it's like, okay, this is actually what does the trick. So
it's like a gas station boner pill.
They are gas station, but it's from Costco boner pills, energy shot, same thing.
All right. Well, this is important.
Oh my God, genius. I have those in my bag, and I can't say enough about it. For those that aren't watching,
hand warmers.
Dude, DJs, if you are out, even the wedding guys, if you're outside, those hand warmers,
help.
You don't know when you need it, but when you need it, it's like the greatest thing that's ever happened.
In China, when I would go out there, it would be kind of seasonally, right? So it would be winter out there. So it would be like 10 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Imagine walking the streets like that. I've never been anywhere colder than Vegas. So it's just crazy.
You just put them in your
you just put them in your pockets. And you just chill out, because I do a lot of outdoor venues out here, so that is very key. Even with gloves, it still doesn't do the trick sometimes. So
no, those
this has saved my ass a few times.
Oh, the Denon DS1. Yeah,
man.
I had one of those, and once Clip Kit came out, I got rid of it. But
I have it just in case I can help someone else out. I will.
Not that you need to sell it, but that thing is actually worth a lot of money now.
I know,
because they were cheap when it was like what, $200 when they first came out, and now they're worth like $500-600.
Because I would carry that Serato box everywhere, but I was like, no, I need something smaller. I'm traveling a lot more. I want something light, so that's why I went to in-ears. Got rid of the vinyl, got rid of my needles. I'm like, all right, well, what else do I need just in case? I'm like, the DVS just in case, because I had an older laptop before I got this M1. It was a 2012 MacBook Pro. Like, it was a dinosaur, so I had to have it. Yeah,
makes a great doorstop now. It's a very fantastic doorstop. I'm calling out all the DJs still with 2000.
I've had that thing for 10 years. I just got this M1 last year, so and it works great in the summer. I've tested.
So, the battery life is amazing. Drew and I are both on the have been on the M1s for a while now, and they're awesome.
Well, in Vegas, you need that to be able to send the heat, and they're awesome with that. I actually want to talk about your in-ears. I've been thinking about getting them, but I take my headphones on and off so much, and it's just because you can't. They're hard to take in and out, or what's the advantage?
I guess it would depend on what kind of venue you're playing at. Like if you're, say at XS or something, you're in a booth by yourself, you could wear in-ears. But if you're somewhere closer to the crowd and, you get requests and stuff like that, then I'll probably use headphones. That way I can take them on and off and be like, what? Yeah, later. No Bad Bunny today. No Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? But
here as well.
But if you're by yourself, then I would definitely use in-ears. I use Westone or West One. Warren put me onto those. These guys are Mackies. I became a brand ambassador for them when I started streaming. So they sent me some stuff. So that was cool.
Nice. Very dope.
But I like in-ears. I prefer them. Less volume,
Yeah. We need to get that brand ambassadorship fused so that we can get some in-ears.
I need a lot of things.
It's like I need a lot of things. Especially after Vegas, huh?
Oh, Vegas. love it and hate it.
How do you survive living out there? Is it you don't go out, or you do?
Not as much, because I've been streaming during the weekend, my early sets. I mean, it's kind of hard now, I just turned 40, so like it's getting rough. And I know a lot of people are like, oh no, that's not that old, but DJing in Vegas about 15 years. Vegas years is different.
Yes.
So it's a lot harder on your body, because you have the double shifts and the 6-hour sets, and it takes a toll. I drink a lot of water. A lot.
I actually want to transition into talking music, Serato top 5, your current tracks, and just talking about DJing in Vegas, that all encompassing. So let's hit them with the music one.
All right, here we go.
Top 5.
Hey, Drew and Fuse, Kermit the Frog here. When I'm not dealing with my pain-in-the-ass wife, Miss Piggy, I like to talk and sing with my friends. What's your top songs? A new personal favorite of mine is this. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. And they clean up nicely. Because usually they look like shit. Yay!
I love that.
That's probably the best one.
Wow. You look like shit.
Shout out to Kermit for that one. Jim,
by the way, I'm jealous of your beards. I shaved 2 days ago. Look at this.
You need to get on that Briggs beard. You need some drops of Jupiter, man. Help the beards look shiny and crispy.
Yeah, if I could grow one. I mean,
I used to be the same way. I felt I couldn't grow one, and then finally I just said fuck it and let it grow. And then I feel after about 6 months it started coming in a little better. It took a while though.
I did in 2020, and I just look creepy. I look
bad
so creepy, and I had glasses and everything, and no, it looked bad. Like all I needed were those 80s glasses. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
yeah. The Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix glasses.
Yeah, I would totally look like a creep. Yeah. It was very patchy,
Oh my god.
Yeah,
and even my mustache is pretty bad. It was missing the middle, I have a picture, but I'm not giving anybody that.
Well, we'll have to see if Briggs can bring out a beard grow formula. So
yeah.
Briggs, if you're listening, we need a grow formula. Drops of Jupiter. Let's talk music. Serato top 5 or record box top 5, whatever makes your boat happy. We like to do. You can count back from 5. What's the most tracks you're playing? And I know you're streaming a lot, so
so it's a little different because I'm streaming, but looks like my number 1, and I just upgraded this last year when I got the M1, so I never had play counts before.
Yeah, no worries.
So my number 1 is the USA Scratch Tools DJ tool by P-Bird.
Okay,
because I do scratch and I practice a lot.
Perfect.
Good. I'm all right, but let me see. The General by Mark Knight. Well, El General, you know that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. Let me see. My Spanish is horrible right now, but what is it? La Remontada. And I can't even say all these names. Toto la.
I only can look at them if I'm reading them.
I know. I mean, these names, I'm butchering these names. Like they're so
So a lot of Spanish.
A lot of Spanish, like house, tech house, like Club Bogota. That's another one by Mercer. Play that. So that was top 4. Number 5, Broke Leg, Tory Lanez. Huh.
Okay.
Some hip hop spots, Blinding Lights, Party Favor remix, The Weeknd.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
I've heard the Party Favor remix.
It's good. It's good. It's great to transition to like I said, like in my streams, sometimes I play drum and bass too. So I do that.
I love me some drum and bass. How you feeling about the new Skrillex? And
it's nice, right?
Yeah.
Is it gonna work in the clubs? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But I like it.
We'll see if they're able to bring jungle back, drum and bass.
I don't think I've ever seen it work in a club though. Have you? I don't think I've ever seen drum and bass work. Not a lot of it. Not a lot. Maybe a couple tracks, but not a lot.
It's usually a bunch of old rave heads that love it. They're like,
right. Like I'm just trying to think of a girl first time to Vegas, she's dressed up, high heels, and she hears like like, like what do I do to this?
Exactly.
Well, that's how
You
people
dan-
felt about dubstep too, but
You dance like that chick Megan from the movie, or you dance like Wednesday. That's how you dance.
Elaine.
Jungle.
Elaine from Seinfeld, where there just is no.
oh yeah. Awkward. But yeah, that was 6 right there.
All right. Any honorable mentions?
Let me see, just a bunch of my bootlegs and stuff. Edits.
Yeah,
You wanna
mention
get into
those.
that?
You get all of your customs bootlegs and stuffs on Club Killers, right?
Yeah, you can. There's one called The Perfect Beat. It's pretty popular.
All you
What
Club
else?
Killers subscribers, make sure go search by
Yeah.
Carbonell's exclusives over there.
Oh, I play this one, Inténtalo. It's a tribal bootleg. That's very popular.
For a guy that doesn't speak Spanish, you play a lot of Spanish.
I mean, I'm Guatemalan, but
All right. Well, no, I said
my Spanish gets better as I keep drinking, but I'm not going to do that now. I didn't want to be like, yo, Intentalo,
We'll talk. We're gonna throw it back a little bit. We've been talking about Twitch and like current stuff, but throw it back to a lot of the people that listen want to play in Vegas. They want to have their name on a flyer. Some of the wedding guys want to be like, hey, I'm a Vegas. I played in Vegas.
Mhm.
Explain what DJing in Vegas really is, right? The long shifts, playing with high energy, like what is really looked for in a real Vegas time slot or set.
Oh, so okay. So like a typical day, like let's say a summer.
Right? Summer day, yes, please. A summer day of what that looks like for a
like
real Vegas resident.
A real working DJ in Las Vegas. Okay, you're probably going to start at a pool, and your call time might be 11 or 12. Okay, and this is not even either you work the night before or not. It doesn't matter. You got to be there. So there, you're doing either depends on the pool, obviously, but if it's like a hotel pool, like I do a couple pools out here at the Venetian and Palazzo, and you're there for 4 to 6 hours, usually.
What are you playing? Are they strict? Are they coming up to you and saying, hey, change it? This person just bought a table, or do you have like a vibe you stick with and kind of do your thing?
Yeah, sometimes like for a hotel pool, it's you got to play clean because it's families and stuff. Unless you're doing like the adult pools, and then over there you get people that are a little older and they're a little more sauced up a little, and they ask for random stuff just to ask you. They just want to be cool, or they just have that attitude, right?
Right.
If you're doing like a night, like a day club or something, you got to come with energy right away, because they want people to feel like there's a party going on right when you walk in, so
even at 11 a.m.
Yeah, even then you want to get the tracks loud. You want to get them really beefy, like you want it funky. You want people comfortable, but you want it to be known that there's something going on, even if it's early.
Are you quick mixing? Are you letting stuff ride? Because for a 6-hour shift, I mean, it's a lot of music you're burning through.
In the beginning, not so much. Maybe after an hour, you see more people. They get on the dance floor or the pool, depending. And after that, yeah, you're definitely quick mixing, drop to drop, chorus to chorus. When it comes to dance music, when it comes to pop and hip hop, you kind of let things ride a little bit, or you play a cool remix of it. I mean, that's what I do. But let's say that shift's done at 5 or 6.
And is this not everyone a headliner comes on, so
no.
But if one were to, they might play 2 hours in the middle of your set, but you have to stick around and go back.
Yeah, you got to stick around usually, unless they have a closer. Some places do, some places don't. I'd rather just stay and just hang out. It's more money, obviously, so you can hang out. And then sometimes you got to do a dinner set after that. You start at 7.
Okay, wait. So what time does this pool party end? Because I don't think a lot of these guys that listen really understand. They're like, oh, I want to DJ in Vegas, but I don't think they really fucking get it. So we're at what time are we at that just ended the pool?
Okay, let's say you're there at 11. You're done by maybe 4 to 5 now, and then you got to get to the dinner set.
Okay, do you have any time to grab food? Did you bring a lunch pail?
Well, most pools serve food, so you get comp food most of the time, you know.
All right.
I definitely don't drink during the day. That's how I get by, but a lot of people do it differently. And then sometimes you'll have to do that dinner set between 6 or 7 to 10, you know.
And where would a
Like,
dinner
that's fun.
set be? Where is that like
It
a
might be in the same
Tao-
hotel, or
Right.
it might be, you know, somewhere off the strip. You might do that. It just depends because there's different time slots. But I'm just thinking like one day that I had to do. So it would be like 11
I love it.
to 4 or 5. And then you do like a dinner set at a bar or a restaurant. You would do like 6 or 7 to 10 or 11. And then after that, you would go to a nightclub, get there maybe 10 or 11, and then 11 to close. And close could be 2 a.m. or it could be 4 a.m. And then you got to do it all over again. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours. A lot of people think they can do it, but it's a lot. It's draining, you know, especially after 6 months of doing it. Like you definitely feel tired.
And Vegas summers, this is 7 days a week, right? Or do you get a day off, or how does that work?
Well, during the week, it's lighter, you know, but our weekends start on Thursdays usually.
Right.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, a little bit. I know it sounds really confusing, like my times, but
the reason you want to, as a resident, you're getting in with everybody, right? So the more shifts you do, the more they know they can rely on you. So
never say no.
Never say no. Yeah.
Never say no. Just say yes. If you want to get out there and you want to get more bookings, just be reliable, be available. I mean, as much as you can, and be professional. Always be prepared. You know, have your wires, you know, club kits, all that stuff. You know, be ready for any type of setup. You know, whether you're on CDJs, turntables. There's so many mixers now. You know, you got to have all the drivers. And some places don't have Wi-Fi. Make sure you tether it with your phone. There's just so much.
Let's talk about when you're at the nightclub and a bottle service nightclub with promoters and people like that. They're coming up to you and you need to have a song. You need to have just about every song right on the fly. They're like, hey, drop the song now. This is requested. Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I am kind of a music hoarder. It's probably one of my problems. But especially when it comes to hip hop, I auto download all the new stuff, all of it.
Yeah.
And if I don't use it within 6 months, I'll delete it. What I do, but yeah, like I said, it's a problem that I have. I am a big music hoarder, and rarely I play everything I download. But I just like to have it just in case.
But especially in Vegas, it comes into your benefit, right? Because they'll come up and be like, "Hey, drop this now," or
I mean, yeah, I've been paid, you know, like $1,000 in chips one time just for a song that I had to download on the fly, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
I think too, sometimes, you know, when you're in those situations, you're in a more nightclub situation that's selling things, you know, they're selling they're selling this idea of this great party, and you know, you're paying for it. If you're a customer there, it's almost like you have to be prepared for those moments, because you know, when people are coming in and spending that kind of money, like you have to kind of cater to them a little bit, you know. And I think, you know, it's different than just playing a bar, you know, like on a, you know, in a smaller city like where I'm at, where it's like there's not some guy who's coming in and dropping $100,000 right now, you know. And it's like you have to be prepared for those moments, and you have to have the music, and you know, having the new stuff, having all of the stuff, you know. Sometimes being a hoarder is necessary in those situations.
I mean, just in my experiences, that's why I do that, because I have been in those situations many times. I'm like, I didn't have that song, and then I got the manager breathing down my neck, like, how do you not have that? How do you not have that? Like, and then you look like you're incompetent, right? So like, you never want to feel like that again. So after that, I just started downloading everything, and it's been good so far.
Totally makes sense.
I also want to hear about opening for a DJ or opening for a big artist like a Lil Jon who is a DJ, right? Maybe they have a do not play list that they send you, or just understanding your lane and understanding how to keep the energy hot, because a lot of people come from out of town in Vegas, and 10 p.m. is early, and that headliner don't go on till 1. So how do you keep that energy hot for that long and not step on toes?
Well, it just depends on the artist, I guess. I definitely don't play any of their tracks at all, or if I do, it'll be way early, like way early in the night. Like usually when I open up, I usually play for the staff for the first 20 minutes.
Right.
Even if it's like a house club, like I know the staff there, maybe it's not their thing, but I'll play like hip hop for a little bit just to get them going, get them feeling good, and then I'll bring it back up and then keep the energy up. Then you got to have waves, right? Now you got to drop it down so they go back to the bar, start, drinking more. You got to make the place money. I mean, that's what it's about, right? So usually I just do what I can, keep people there, keep the energy high, and I slow it down about 20, 30 minutes before the headliner gets on. So like if I would open up for Lil Jon, that's probably like the hardest, because when I did, I would never play any of his tracks that were even or even had his sample on it.
Right. Or he produced or
guest
artist.
Like I wouldn't do that. So if there's like something in a track that says, put your fucking hands up, I wouldn't play it. Because I didn't want his voice heard yet. Because once he gets on that mic, he's got that energy. So
totally.
So that's like my process with it.
Yeah, it's hard, and especially DJing that many hours. I think once you get to the nightclub, I would be fried, and then that's when you have to like put the. That's when
I start drinking. Tequila,
that's
man.
when you got to go in. Yeah,
tequila, man. It helps.
Tequila and some Red Bulls and fuck.
Yeah, coffee and tequila and water. You got to hydrate out here, man. Hydrate. It's very important.
Drew, do we want to do the 60-second rant here?
Yeah, I know Mike said he's old. Mike says I'm old and I got a lot to fucking complain about.
All right.
There is
wait. We got
an intro. I forgot.
Yeah, so we're gonna play the 60-second rant here, our segment video, and then we'll get into it. So here we go.
Hey, Drew and Fuse. Peter Griffin calling in. I want to hear what really grinds DJ's gears. Besides from Bad Bunny requests from a phone, or DJs stealing custom mashups of YMCA and Macarena and using it on their own TikToks. Hey, this week's guest, what grinds your gears?
Well, two come to mind. I know it's 60 seconds, but it's going to be longer. Sorry, but
it's all right.
All right.
Okay.
Let her rip.
Transition records. Okay. I'm not a fan of tone play. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, I'm right there with you, bud.
I'm not a fan.
I have to agree.
Not a fan. There are guys that do it well, but I get it. But if it doesn't sound like the track you're going into, then what's the point? And like, I just can't. Another thing with transition records, let's say you're going to 100 to 128, but you're mixing the song at 105, right? And then they forget to put like the pitch back to 0. So now your song is super fast, and they forget. And I'm just like, bro, you got to slow it down, or, that. What else? EQs. A lot of DJs don't use their EQs. So when one song's louder than the other, I mean, that's what the mixer's for. So you can beef it up or turn it down. Some acapellas might be too high, and some songs may be too bassy. Like, like figure it out, make it smooth. I just hate it when like it's really like loud, and then you go into like a really low song. It's like, it just kills the energy. But was that 60 seconds? I don't know.
Keep going.
Keep it going.
What else? Drivers. Download your drivers. There's nothing worse than just going up, plugging in, and going, I don't know what to do. Hey, help me out. Like, it's the worst. But yeah, I guess that's it.
So
for now.
What about with tone plays? What about if they fake it while the pre-made one, and they're like hitting the buttons? Is that cool?
I haven't seen that. People do
Oh.
that.
Oh, come on. You haven't been scrolling the Instagram or the
TikToks.
TikToks?
I mean, I have a TikTok account, but I don't use it. But there are some guys that, I mean, on the video it's different, but if they're doing it live, like I'm obviously not going to go to that show if I think it's fake. So,
boop, 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 boop.
But there are some guys that do it really well, though. And those guys are awesome.
I'm not talking about the guys that do it really well or do it originally. I'm talking about the people that play the tone plays. If you were to just look at the crowd, they're like, DJ, what the fuck are you doing? Just play the song.
That too.
There's a lot of that. I mean, but that goes into just looking up as a DJ and watching what's working and watching what doesn't, or watching if people are fucking annoyed by what the fuck you're doing. Like you could piss people off a little bit, but unintentionally pissing them off isn't good. Where you're like, if you're intentionally pissing them off to do something, I feel like that's one thing. But if you're unintentionally pissing them off, like you need to change that.
Right.
Or look up.
And so a lot of transition records you almost don't even really need anymore, just with just cold drop it from the top.
Man, I love the slam edits or the impact edits, with the boom, and then it just resets everything. Like I just do that now, or I just reverb it out, spin it back, say some bullshit on the mic if you need to, and then just drop a song. Like I don't really use transitions as much as I used to. Now that I'm more comfortable with the mic, being on Twitch and stuff. Like
yeah.
That's one thing that helped me out a lot on Twitch, is being more comfortable on the mic. I never used the mic before. Like
and that's big now.
Yeah, totally. I agree. It pretty much have to be on the mic a little bit. It definitely helps.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, when you see the sparklers come out, and if you're not saying something, it's kind of like, okay, it's just a weird show and it's kind of awkward. And even the girls that are doing it, they're kind of awkward too. They're just like, like, especially early on in the night. Like if it's like 10:30 and you got a bottle coming out, and I'm like, man, it's early. I'm like, okay, yeah. Happy birthday too. And then you got to read real quick. Sometimes they don't let you know, right? So, the timing's always off, and like
in Vegas. So for those scenarios, you are supposed to have certain songs, right?
Some
depends on the club.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, there are some clubs that are very like cheesy. They'll do like the Rocky or the Nintendo, like like they'll do something like weird like that, and I just feel like we don't need to do that. I don't think we need to do any of that. But
the last thing we always do is the sauce, the takeaway, the big takeaway. Let's play our last video, and that's it. We'll wrap it up.
All right, I'm gonna hit him with some sauce.
The name is Bootsy, baby. And this shout out goes out to Drew and Fuse, all the way from Cincinnati to the LBC Bobble. Yeah, I was told you guys are quite the chefs, and you got a delicious sauce that you cook up. Ooh, and it drips that swagoo and breaks down the recipe. Yeah, and you giving up the pig, cause it's funky. As in good, that is, finger funkin' good. On the one by the power of the one. Yeah, without that, there is none. So get yours and be in tune with the one that loves you. Get it, baby.
There it is, Bootsy Collins.
I like it though. I like it.
Hit us with the recipe.
The sauce. I don't know.
The key to your success: living in Vegas, Twitch streamer, going to San Diego. What's the key to longevity in this game of DJing, or what's something you learned over your career? Always got to evolve, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, keep press photos fresh, your EPK fresh, network. That's like the number one thing. The more people the better. I think that's like all my residencies that I've ever had in Vegas or anywhere were all referrals. Like it was never like hey, I'm trying to get in here or anything like that. It was just like, hey, I know a good DJ. Let's try Mike out. They put me on, try me for a couple of weeks, and then you just stick around as long as you're professional. I mean, I have made some mistakes, with drinking and stuff like that, but you learn from them. Good thing it happened early on and not now, right? So you just learn those lessons, but keep on top of music. Practice is probably the number one thing that'll keep you going. Love what you do. When people ask me, hey, I want to DJ, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you like music, right? He's like, yeah, I like music. I'm like, yeah, but are you obsessed with music? Like, are you obsessed with it? Because
even stuff you don't like, right?
You know what I mean? Exactly. Because eventually you're going to start playing stuff you're not going to like, just to work, because it is a job, right?
Yeah.
So
Totally.
that's one thing. Like, you have to be really obsessed with music. You can't just like music. You got to be obsessed to love what you're doing, But
Totally.
yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, just be professional, be polite.
With the networking, maybe you get some tips. Do you slide into people's DMs? Do you just show up to their gigs and just support them? I mean,
yeah, just
do you show up while they're mixing and ask them for work right then and to play a song?
No. Usually you just go hang out where you want to DJ and see what they're playing and learn from it. A perfect example would be like XS and Tris. I would go there before I even was considered being hired, and when I did get the green light to do it, I was already prepared. I already knew what they wanted.
Right.
So preparation, I guess, is key. And I lasted there for about, I don't know, 7 years, more or less. Yeah.
Stay prepared. You don't have to get prepared.
Right. Well, I think I would probably just carry a USB drive on me all the time. You never know.
Yeah.
I've been in those situations before. It's like, oh man, if I had a USB, like, I could totally like save the day right now.
If you run into a guy named Drew and he just had that one extra shot, and you got that USB
on his birthday.
Captain Save a Club just rolls in with his USB.
Go to all DJs' birthday nights. Like, just bring in a USB. I'm pretty sure they're gonna need it.
Tip of the century right there. There's the sauce for you. Go to DJ's birthday nights with the USB stick.
They're gonna need a DJ, fam. They're going to need a DJ. Even on my birthday, like, I would ask someone to open, right? And be like, hey, can you just stick around, like, close? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna want to, or I'm gonna train wreck eventually. But yeah. But if it's your birthday, you get a pass. You get a pass on your birthday, right?
That's a great sauce, a great tip.
Definitely. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to be on the show with us here today. Before we wrap it up here, do you want to hit everybody with your socials, where they can find you and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I'm on everything at DJ Mike Carbonell, DJ MikeCarbonell on everything, and catch my streams on Twitch. That's where I'm mostly active, and Instagram.
Give those times for Twitch again.
Oh, Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and Tuesdays and Thursdays 8 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, those are my shows.
And you said you do some weekends, or is that
pop-ups? Most of the time on Sundays. If I do, if I'm not working. Like right now, it's not pool season yet, so I may pop up, or I will hang out with other streamers and go to their place and do a set. So the best way to keep in touch is just IG. Follow me on there.
Thanks for being on, dude. Appreciate it. And you get a bunch of custom and exclusive edits on clubkillers.com. If you guys go over there and search Mike's name, you can find all his custom stuff too. So
yeah,
totally. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. Until next time, we will see you guys later.